We are live. What's up? We're gonna talk some boxing, man. Gonna talk some Ryan Garcia, possibly fighting Pacquiao. They say it's maybe a exhibition. I want to talk about that. Talk about Deontay Wilder possible comeback fight versus it looked like Charles Martin is the choice. We can talk about that. Put that on the table, and we can talk other boxing. Um, I'm having a issue with these I'm having an issue with these guys from 160 to 168. All of them just chasing Canelo. These guys like Benavidez. Um, I think it's Jamal. Is it Jamal Charlo? Is that 160? Demetrius Andrade and all these guys, man. They need to fight each other, man. They need to seriously fight each other because everybody cannot fight Canelo. Everybody not gonna get the Canelo fight, so they have to fight each other so they can condense some of these matchups, and then they can possibly fight a Canelo. You know what I'm saying? They have to put something out there on the table, man. Because none of these guys are putting nothing on the table. Shoot, Benavidez can fight Caleb Plant. Benavidez is calling out Caleb Plant. They both on the same side of the street, so-called same side of the street. That's what everybody say. If you're on the same side of the street, the fight is easier to make. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, fights are going to be made if guys want to fight. If guys want to fight, guys will find a way to fight. And if they don't want to fight, they just won't fight. You know what I'm saying? We still waiting on the Earl Spence Terrence Crawford fight. Still waiting on that. We still waiting, on that on several fights to happen. We still waiting on certain fights to happen. So just because fighters on the same side of the street, I'm not seeing the fights being made. I'm just not seeing these fights being made quick enough. I know I keep referring to the UFC, but I know what people gonna say. Well, Dana White is controlling everything, but they fighting over there, man. They getting those fights done. You know what I'm saying? And they not allowed. I don't understand why that fight is not happening. That fight needs to happen. Um, Ryan Garcia fighting Pacquiao. Hey, if he like it, I love it. Pacquiao is 42. Pacquiao still got a lot left. Of course, Pacquiao still got a lot left. But what's up, man? Hey, come in, Battle Rifle. Get in here and hit the link, man. Hit the link and we can chop up some of this boxing talk. Ryan Garcia versus Pacquiao. I mean, I'm not interested in the exhibition. I'm not. I'm not gonna get excited for no exhibition. They have to have a real fight for me to, get excited about that. Ryan Garcia, if he doesn't fight Pacquiao, these other guys, these other lightweights need to mix it up. He need to fight Gervonta Davis. I know he said he called out Gervonta Davis after he won his fight. He called out Gervonta Davis. I don't know where that fight is at. Um, Tyson had him and Ryan Garcia, speak to each other on his podcast, and he was trying to hype the fight up. Listen, none of these fights need to be to me. None of these fights should need to be hyped up. None of these fights should have to be hyped up. he let's see what happens with that. But I thought that fight was going to be made. I know De La Hoya said he was going to work on that fight if Ryan Garcia wanted that fight, but it don't sound like De La Hoya think that Ryan Garcia is ready for that fight. Is I know he got knocked down by Luke Campbell. You know, everyone looking at that like, well, if Gervonta Davis hit him like that, he may not get up. But it's some pros and cons to that fight. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia got some things going for him, length, height. You know what I'm saying? Gervonta Davis got some things going for him with power. You know what I'm saying? So it's to me it's not a blow away fight like everybody picking Gervonta Davis automatically to win, and a lot of people picking him by knockout. I'm not doing that. I look at the fight in a different lens. I look at the fight on advantages. Ryan Garcia has certain advantages where he can be successful in the fight, and Gervonta Davis got certain advantages where he can be successful in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Gervonta Davis does go to the body well. Ryan Garcia is tall, lean, got a lot of torso. You know what I'm saying? And Ryan Garcia got a pretty good jab. He's long. He's going to have a reach advantage. He's going to have a height advantage. Can he use his height advantage to his advantage to win the fight? And can Gervonta Davis use his advantages to win the fight, to win that fight? So I'm not looking at it as a blowout like a lot of people are looking at it. So we have to see what go on with that. But the Deontay Wilder versus Charles Martin, Deontay Wilder's comeback fight. I said after he fought Tyson Fury that he needed a comeback fight. He needed to uh kind of rebuild himself, not from the ground up, but he needed to rebuild himself. You know, he needed to rebuild his confidence. He needed to go in the gym and work on some things. He needed to fight a lesser opponents to try those new things out. He he didn't change trainers because like he said, Mark Breland was his second in charge, but Mark Breland was teaching him a lot. So he does have another trainer. So how is he gonna fight the same exact way? Now, if he's planning on fighting Tyson Fury, he cannot fight the same exact way. He's gonna have to add a jab to his repertoire. He's gonna have to. He has a jab. He used it really, really, really well in the first Bermain Stavern fight. I keep referring to that fight because he did use it well in that fight, so I know he can use it. He needs to get back to that. He needs to hook off the jab. He needs to go to the body. He needs to throw that spear punch that Mayweather throws to the body. He got long arms, so he should be able to do that. It's just some things he have to do if he plan on beating Tyson Fury. I'm not even sure that it was 50-50 with me and him with Anthony Joshua. I think Anthony Joshua has the edge over Deontay Wilder as well. And here's the reason why. Anthony Joshua is a good mid-range fighter. He's a good inside fighter. Those are Deontay Wilder's two main. Well, really fighting on the inside is Deontay Wilder's weakness. He doesn't throw short punches. He doesn't throw short shots. So him fighting on the inside is not. He's not a really good fighter on the inside. He's good from long range. If you fight Deontay Wilder at long range, you could be in trouble. But if you fight him mid range to close in, especially a fighter like Anthony Joshua. I'm not saying every fighter can implement the style, but Anthony Joshua can. And Anthony Joshua is one of the few heavyweights that punch with combinations with power. He throws Anthony Joshua will throw combinations. So that's a dangerous fight, in my opinion, for Deontay Wilder. And can he beat Anthony Joshua at this point? Because right now, if Anthony Joshua fight Tyson Fury, which they are working on that fight, Eddie Hearn said is almost close to being ready. I think it's going to be for undisputed. I don't know if they're going to strip Tyson Fury of his belt, but I think and I don't know if I think the WBA. I think Usyk is the number one contender. Maybe he'll step aside. They'll give him step aside money, and they'll say you will fight the winner of the fight. If I was Usyk, I would do that because Usyk should fight another heavyweight You know what I'm saying? This will be his third heavyweight. He should go ahead and get that fight in, another heavyweight, to get him more experience fighting heavyweights, and so he can grow more into the weight. And that will be a better thing for him, because if he fights one fight, he can be undisputed and won a fight instead of having to fight, you know what I'm saying, two fights. So he should do that. Now, I'm not saying he's going to do it, but he should do that so he can fight another fight. There's nothing wrong with him fighting another heavyweight to get more experience of being a heavyweight. And you know what I'm saying? I know he's probably putting on more size, so that'll give him more of a chance to feel his body at the weight, because each time you go up in weight, you have to feel your body in the weight on how your body reacts with that weight, with that size. So that'd be good. That'd be a good look for him. And like I said, if Tyson Fury and Joshua fight, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a rematch clause. So we probably looking at, okay, let's say for instance Fury wins the first fight or Joshua wins the first fight, and then the other one win the fight after that, and now they got a trilogy that they can be holding up the titles for about a year and a half. So that'd be a year and a half before Anthony Joshua. I mean, that'd be a year and a half before Deontay Wilder be able to fight one of those guys for the belt. You know what I'm saying? It just was a miscalculation by Wilder's team fighting Fury. I thought Fury was not ready to fight Deontay Wilder, but Tyson Fury went in there and showed me different that he was ready. That's why I knew in the second fight, because I always said that Tyson Fury is, if he came back and he came back right, he was going to be very difficult to beat, especially for either one of them, Joshua or Wilder. He was going to be very difficult to beat. He was going to be very difficult to beat, especially for Wilder, based on what I was seeing Wilder after post the Bermain Stavern first fight. I'm not talking about the second fight. I'm talking about the first fight. After I seen him in the first fight, after the first fight, he started using his jab less and less. You can't beat Tyson Fury just off of power shots. You just can't beat Tyson Fury off of power shots. You have to be able to use multiple weapons in the ring versus Tyson Fury, because all he did was just take away Deontay Wilder's power shot, and then the fight was just about over once he took away the right hand. So Deontay Wilder has to get back in the lab. He has to add or put the jab back in his game. It's not like he doesn't have a jab. It's just he fell so much in love with his power that he thought that was going to carry him through for the rest of his career. And you can't live off just your power. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you just can't do it. It will get you through some things. It will get you through some storms, but you have to, and I repeat, you have to add more things to your repertoire as you fight better and better fighters. Even if he would have fought Anthony Joshua, he would have had to do more than just have a power shot. Because like I said, Anthony Joshua will, now that Tyson Fury fought him the way he fought him, Anthony Joshua, if he get through this Tyson Fury fight, he will fight Deontay Wilder on the inside. He'll be wise to fight Deontay Wilder on the inside. And that's going to be tough for Deontay Wilder if you fight him on the inside. Because like I said, Deontay Wilder, he doesn't have an inside game. You know what I'm saying? He will have to tie Joshua up on the inside, split them apart so he can start off back, from long range. But I don't know, man. Charles Martin can fight himself. Now this fight should have happened. This fight should have happened like what, 3-4 years ago, when Charles Martin had the title. When Charles Martin had the IBF title, and Deontay Wilder and Charles Martin was on, quote unquote, this is what everybody say, they were on the same side of the street, but yet Charles Martin fought Anthony Joshua. Now I know Eddie Hearn paid him, I think it was reported $6 million. I heard $8 million the other day. Somebody said he paid him $8 million. He paid him a reported $6 or $8 million. But if Al Heyman, why didn't Al Heyman step up and keep that belt in house? Because Deontay Wilder already had the WBC from fighting Bermain Stavern, which was um Don King's fighter. So he already had the WBC. Why did you let him get out? Why you let the IBF belt get out of the? I don't understand, out of the PBC, because Don King said a while ago. I heard him on a documentary. He said that if you have the heavyweight champion of the world, the recognized heavyweight champion of the world, you control boxing. And either they didn't want to put up the money, but see, you have to look long term. Eddie Hearn was looking long term. He was like, look, they're gonna let you fight Charles Martin. We're gonna put up this money and we're gonna get that title because we're gonna get that plus more. Because you're gonna get that plus more. If Deontay Wilder would have fought Charles Martin back then, he would have been a unified champion, and Joshua would have had to go get his belts elsewhere. Now he probably still would have ended up, getting some titles, but Deontay Wilder would have been a unified champion. I believe he would have beat Charles Martin. Now it's a different story. It's a different story if he's going to beat Charles Martin. I don't know if he's going to beat Charles Martin. That's a good fight. It's a Because number one, Charles Martin has rebuilt himself, got a new trainer, fighting with more confidence, fighting better in the ring. I've seen him in his last two fights fighting better. And Deontay Wilder, his last two fights, he's not fighting no better. Now, yeah, he has power, but he's not fighting no better. And then his mental state. What is that? What does that? Did that knockout stoppage do to him mentally? We don't know. I mean, we're gonna find out if he fights Charles Martin. We'll soon find out, but we don't know what happened. We don't know. Um, we don't know his mental. I don't know his mental state. I can't I can't call it. And this is a 50-50 fight. Now I wouldn't have said it was 50-50 fight 3-4 years ago. I would have picked Wilder by knockout. But now it's 50-50 fight, man. And is this fight too late for Deontay Wilder? Or is it at the right time? Is it at the right time for Charles Martin? It may be at the right time for Charles Martin. 3-4 years ago, it probably wasn't the right time. Now, Deontay Wilder, if he's gonna fight Charles Martin, now he's gonna fight Charles Martin, and no title was on the line. When 3-4 years ago, the title was on the line. It was right there for him to get. Which I'm still my it's still mind boggling how he got out of the PBC with that title, man. Either they didn't believe in Deontay Wilder, or Al Heyman did not want to put up that much money. Now, my hat's off to Charles Martin. He went to go get that bag. He got that bag, man, and AFC. If he had now the way he won the title was iffy. The guy had injured his knee or whatever. The way he won the title, somebody got to win it. He won it. He won it on an injury by the other fighter. So it's not like Charles Martin went in there and dominated, and then he fights Anthony Joshua, gets into the press conference and say he walked the earth like a god. I mean, I'm thinking like, man, Charles Martin might what I'm saying, make this fight interesting. I still had Anthony Joshua by knockout, but I thought he was gonna make the fight man. He went in there and practically laid down. Like, it wasn't even a contest. It was a bad performance by Charles Martin. And then after that, we didn't see Charles Martin for a couple years, and then he resurfaced last year and a half ago, or something like that. Now he's on a whole new outlook. I hope he invested his money. What I'm saying? I hope he invested his money and he pissed his money away. But yeah, he resurfaced and he got a new coach, and we'll see what's gonna happen, man. Yeah, man. So Ryan Garcia versus Pacquiao. I don't know, man. I thought Ryan Garcia really wanted to fight that. I thought he wanted to fight. I thought really thought he wanted to fight Gervonta Davis. I thought he was serious about that. Now somebody ain't serious about the fight. You know what I'm saying? Somebody is not serious about making that fight happen. I don't know which side. It's hard to tell which side is uh you know what I'm saying is not really in favor of the fight. I'm not gonna say because I don't know. I'm not in the boardroom, but it's something going on there, man. Like really, it's really something going on. Um, I was looking forward to the fight. I thought it was going to happen. To me, it would have been an exciting matchup, an exciting fight. If Ryan Garcia wants to, pick up where he left off from the Luke Campbell knockout, that would have been a nice hot fight to go into next. Now he's talking about Manny Pacquiao in the. I know people are saying exhibition. To each their own, man. To each his own. Manny Pacquiao is the WBO champion. I'm looking for Manny Pacquiao to fight. You know what I'm saying? To fight somebody and see what happens with him in that title. I'm looking to see him fight Earl Spence or Terrence Crawford. That's what I'm looking for. I know he wanted to fight Conor McGregor, but Conor McGregor got knocked out by Poirier the other day. So that fight is practically gone. And that fight is down the drain now. So I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do now. I don't know what Pacquiao is looking at. Pacquiao probably looking for a big payday. They say that Pacquiao Pacquiao has tax problems. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but that's what they say. They say he has. They say it's a report that he has tax problems. So maybe he's looking for a big fight. So and Terrence Crawford is not going to give him the money fight that he wants. Earl Spence is not going to give him the money fight that he wants. That Conor McGregor fight would have gave him the money that he probably needs to pay the RS if that's what he needs to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's another one, man. I don't know, man. Boxing, man. These fights are not happening soon enough. These guys have to, and I repeat, they have to get off their butts and make these fights, man. Seriously. This year, right here, I think some states they are letting fans in these venues. Um, they are having fans. I know they said Florida they letting people have fans. I know. I've been watching some of these football games. Like I watched Kansas City game. Fans were in there. I know Chicago because I'm a Chicago Bears fan. They didn't have no fans there all year, but I seen some stadiums, Cowboy Stadium. As a matter of fact, Danny Garcia and Earl Spence fought at Cowboy Stadium. I think they said it was what 15,000 up in there. So they had some fans. They having fans in some of these spots, man, and they can get some of these fights on. Some of these fights, like, and I know Devin Haney, he doesn't want to fight Lomachenko. To me, he should fight Lomachenko. Lomachenko still has a name. Lomachenko still has some prestige. Yeah, he did get beat, but he did be get did he got defeated by Timofimo Lopez, but he still got some prestige, still got some name, and I don't know if Devin Haney can beat him. I think Devin Haney is he got some skills. He definitely got some skills, but it's just he need to work. He need to work on some things. He's not as polished as Shakur Stevenson and Timofimo Lopez. He's just not as polished. Doesn't mean that that he can't be successful. He just need to get he just need to clear up some things. Now, some people say, well, he doesn't have a power. That'll come as he gets. To me, he doesn't look comfortable in the ring as he should look, and I think he will get more power if he sits down sometimes on his punches. I'm see he's a classic boxer. He's not a boxer puncher. He's not a brawler. He's not a swarmer. He's a classic outboxer. That's what he is. He's a classic outboxer. He's one of your classic outboxers. His power over time, he will generate more power as he gets a little bigger. Uh, is he draining his body, going down and fighting that one? I believe he's fighting at 135. Is it a drain on his body? It could be. He's pretty tall. He look like he's about 5'8". That's pretty tall for a lightweight. That's moving into welterweight, junior welterweight territory. Uh, Maybe if he go a weight class up, he may hit harder as he go up in weight. That could be the case with him. We'll see. But right now, can he beat Lomachenko? I will pick Lomachenko in that fight. The reason why, see, Teofimo Lopez showed me Lomachenko showed me when he fought Teofimo Lopez, he was intimidated by his power. I didn't think he was going to be intimidated by the power, but he was intimidated because he didn't do nothing for the first 5 rounds. And then he started collapsing the pocket and started having success, but it was a little bit too late. Teofimo Lopez already had rounds in the bank. Now, when he fight Devin Haney don't have that type of power. So he's going to collapse the pocket quicker on Devin Haney. He's going to be able to cap. Now, Devin Haney does have a pretty good jab. He does have pretty good length. But the way that Lomachenko moves in the ring, he can also move in. See, Teofimo, he did good, but when Lomachenko felt some steam was off his punches, he really collapsed the pocket. He really came in and collapsed the pocket. Hey, hit the link, man. Come on up in here and speak some boxing, man. Hit that link. They go the link right there. Hit that link. So I'm talking is Deontay Wilder, Pacquiao, Ryan Garcia. Shit, we could talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. Teofimo Lopez ducking Devin Haney. Okay, hit the link. Tell me why. Tell me why you think he's ducking Lomachenko, Devin Haney. I don't think Teofimo is ducking Devin Haney. I think Teofimo will beat Devin Haney, and I think Teofimo will beat Devin Haney rather easily. And I can tell you why I think that. I just Devin Haney does have skills. Don't get me wrong. Devin Haney can fight. He just doesn't look as comfortable in the ring as I see Teofimo and Shakur Stevenson. Tank Davis. Those guys, they look comfortable. They look like they came into their own. Devin Haney to me is still coming into his own. Now, I'm not one of those people that say he doesn't have any power. He has power. He has enough power to keep people up off of him. Does he have Teofimo Lopez or Gervonta Davis power? No, but he has enough power to keep people up off of him. And to me, he's a classic outboxer. That's what he is. That's what Devin is. Devin is a classic outboxer. He's not a boxer puncher what a De La Hoya was, what a Sugar Ray Leonard was. He's not a boxer puncher. He's a classic outboxer, and that's just what he does. Hold on. I'm back, y'all. Yeah, man. Hit the link. H Money and YG, hit that link. Let's talk this boxing, man. I want H Money to tell me why he thinks that Timofimo Lopez is ducking Devin Haney. Timofimo Lopez won't fight Devin Haney next, then for undisputed. Yeah, look, to me, Timofimo Lopez should fight Devin Haney to get that extra strap, so he can be undisputed. He needs he to me he should fight Devin Haney. That to me that's a no brainer fight for Timofimo. Now I don't know who he's trying to fight. I know they say he got a mandatory, right? Timofimo Lopez got a mandatory, but unification trumps a mandatory. Now I don't know if it's a mandatory for the IBF because IBF got stricter rules than anybody else. IBF actually make people fight. They mandatories. That's what I don't know if it's for I don't know if he got a number one contender for the IBF or one of the other belts, the WBA. You know what I'm saying? Or the WBO. Is it for one of those titles? Because those two sanctioning bodies, they usually let you fight a unification fight. But I know the IBF is more stricter on how they you know what I'm saying, they do their mandatories. But yeah, H Money, tell me how is he ducking them? Because I don't think either one of these guys are ducking each other. Either one of these two guys are ducking each other. Devin Haney talking about fighting Mikey Garcia. Devin Haney gonna get knocked out versus Mikey Garcia, man. Mikey Garcia hits hard. Like Mikey Garcia hits hard, and Mikey Garcia hits hard for a 140. And now you finna what they fighting at 135, right? I don't see Mikey Garcia coming down to 135 to fight Devin Haney. He's not gonna do that. Devin Haney Devin Haney is not worth his time right now of coming down to 135. Devin Haney will have to go to 140 to even fight Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia is not going to come back down to 135. Mikey Mikey Garcia is what, 32, 33? One of those. He's not finna come down to 135, drain himself down to 135. That's not even worth it for him to do that. So I don't know, man. Let me see. Why team football? Like I said, H Money, hit that link, man. Hit that link and tell me why, man. I know you like to talk. Don't be shy. Hit that link. And tell me why you think he's ducking him. Because I think Timofimo Lopez, see, Timofimo Lopez can fight. The only person what I was looking at that I thought he couldn't beat was Lomachenko. He proved me wrong on that. He proved me wrong. He went in there and handled Lomachenko fairly easy. Now the last 3 or 4 rounds, Lomachenko collapsed the pocket and started fighting better, but at that point it was too late. The fight had already been won by that time. And Devin Haney versus Timofimo Lopez, that's going to be, see, the thing is this. There's nothing that Devin Haney does better than Timofimo Lopez in the ring. He doesn't box better, and he's not a bigger puncher than Timofimo Lopez. So he will have to box the fight of his life, and Timofimo Lopez will have to be off some for him to win that fight. Otherwise, I'm picking Timofimo to win that fight by unanimous decision. But like I said, and like what you said, Timofimo Lopez, he has to accept the fight. What y'all think about Deontay Wilder comeback fight versus Charles Martin? I think that's the reported fight that Deontay Wilder. They should have fought 3 or 4 years ago when Charles Martin was the IBF champion. That's when that fight should have happened. That fight should have happened a long time ago. This might be the right time for Charles Martin because 3 or 4 years ago, I would have picked Deontay Wilder by knockout. Now, shoot, this may be close to a 50-50 fight now because Charles Martin is looking better with his new trainer. Charles Martin looked like he taking the sport serious again, like he's hungry again. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he spent all his money, but it sure looks like he's hungry again, and he wants to prove something. And yeah, Deontay Wilder. See, and another thing about Charles Martin. Charles Martin is a rugged fighter, man. He's a guy that likes to get in close and get all rugged with you, get all, you know what I'm saying? So he's not as big and as heavy and as tall as Tyson Fury. I think he punches. He carries a big punch. I think he probably punches harder than Tyson Fury. That's a dangerous fight for Deontay Wilder. I know they were talking about Deontay Wilder and Dillian White. I don't think that fight gonna happen. I think Dillian White gonna fight Povetkin, and probably we'll see if he can get past Povetkin because Povetkin did knock him out rather viciously the first fight. But um, it's some things that not Deontay Wilder, that Dillian White can do different, in the second fight. Because if I didn't think he can do anything different, I would just say Povetkin will win again. But Dillian White can box. Dillian White can box. He can do what he did against my guy Derek Chisora the second fight when he did a little bit more boxing before he took him out. So he can do that. You know what I'm saying? He can be a little bit more patient, but we'll see because Povetkin can fight also. Povetkin is another dangerous guy. I don't know what my guy. What's my guy name that fought Povetkin to a draw? His name is on the tip of my tongue. I want to see him get in there and fight one of these guys. He's a pretty good boxer. He's kind of unorthodox guy. What's his name? I know he fought Alexander Usyk in a pretty good fight when it was at light heavyweight. I will think of his name. His father used to fight too. His name is gonna come to me. But yeah, he can fight. I would like to see him fight some of these guys. But man, what y'all think about Pacquiao versus Ryan Garcia? Now if they talking like I said, if they talking exhibition, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in seeing no exhibitions, man. Look, these have to be real fights. I don't understand why would they fight an exhibition. Let me see. I mean, another thing too, Manny Pacquiao cannot hold up the division. Now, he's not holding up fights because Spence and Terrence can still fight each other because they both have titles too. Those two guys need to fight each other. Period, point blank. They need to stop chasing Manny Pacquiao, fight each other, and then the winner go chase Pacquiao for undisputed. That's what should happen. That's what they should do. Let the winner go chase Pacquiao for undisputed. But those two guys need to fight. Caleb Plant, I believe, is Jamal Charlo, David Benavidez, Boo Boo Andrade. All those guys, them guys need to fight each other. They all need to stop chasing Canelo. Only one of them can fight Canelo at a time anyway. Stop chasing Canelo, and y'all mix it up. Because Canelo gonna do what he want to do anyway. Canelo gonna fight. I believe he's gonna fight his mandatory. Some guy name start with a Y, which I can't even pronounce. And then they said today that him and Billy Joe Saunders have agreed to fight each other. So he's probably tied up for the next year. These guys only fight about 1 or 2 times a year anyway. So these guys probably are tied up for the next. Well, Canelo is probably tied up for the next year, at least 6 to 8 months. So those guys need to go fight each other. Benavidez and Caleb Plant, y'all on the same side of the street. Same side of the street. Why don't y'all fight each other? Y'all on the same side of the street. That's what people tell me. That's the problem when people say the reason why Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford is not fighting because they're on different sides of the street. Okay, those two guys on the same side of the street, what's going on? Gary Russell is on the same side of the street as Gervonta Davis. What's going on? Gary Russell keep calling out Gervonta Davis every chance he get. Called out Devin Haney, even though he's not, on PBC, but call him out. You know what I'm saying? I know Devin Haney, he wants to fight everybody, but he ain't fighting nobody. He wants to fight everybody, but he's not fighting nobody. First it was Gary Russell, then it was Mikey Garcia. Then it was I believe he was the mandatory for Lomachenko until the WBC franchise gave Lomachenko the franchise tag, and Lomachenko didn't have to fight his mandatories. So they gave Devin Haney, they gave Devin Haney the title. So, and then Lomachenko fought Teofimo Lopez, which to me is a more dangerous fight than Devin Haney. The Devin Haney fight. It's just my personal opinion. But yeah, man, it's another fight I wanted to talk about. What was that other fight? I know they saying Bermane Stiverne is fighting. I don't really care about what Bermane Stiverne doing. Bermane Stiverne, that second Deontay Wilder fight was atrocious. I mean, the man went in there and just got mollywopped. Just got mollywopped. I'll be right back, y'all. But yeah, man, let me get on up out of here. It was nice talking. Thanks for coming through, H Money and YG and Battle. Y'all didn't hit that link. I see y'all didn't hit that link to talk about this stuff. But let me get out of here, y'all. Peace.